she was hit with some of the same exhilaration she had felt the first time, as her blade punched through the heart wall and into the softer tissue. The man's last 3 heartbeats reverberated through the handle of her knife, the final one fainter than the others. Que delicioso, she started to think, as she had other times, but then realized that it wasn't exactly delicious anymore. That thrilling as it might have been, maybe she was getting tired of all this. The dead man's eyes had already gone blank, though still wide with horror, and she found herself, not for the first time, surprised by how fast it was over. Minutes earlier, as the sun had set without clouds, only the slightest orange tint remained along the horizon under the darkening blue of the sky. The slight offshore breeze blew as she had watched the soon-to-be dead man's bodyguard build up the fire, and then watched the man sit by himself and poke it, sending sparks upwards, the baobab trees darkly outlining themselves against the Madagascar dusk. She walked out of the bush and sat down next to him, asking, "Is this seat taken?" He was, of course, shocked. He would have assumed that since the last of the tourists and locals had all left and gone to their homes and hotels, the only person he would meet that night would be the person that had blackmailed him into this bizarre and improbable meeting. He would have spent some time thinking about who that person was likely to be, but he would never have guessed anyone like her. She always had that advantage. Nobody expects a woman, and nobody ever expects her kind of woman. Young, sexy, pretty, relaxed. Women were less surprising now as race car drivers, army generals, governors, or CEOs, but in her line of work they were still unicorns, despite showing up in films and TV shows. And on top of that, she was reliably surprising because she was, well, who she was. No one ever expected her level of star quality. One of her favorite workdays was the guy who said, in a loud, astonished voice, "Guapa," just as she stabbed him. This latest guy sitting at his fire was shaken too, because he had been feeling weirdly safe. He had 2 beefy, well-armed bodyguards, and he'd counted on them to keep anyone from sneaking up on him like this. When the blackmailers arrived, the bodyguards would, he assumed, neutralize them as physical threats, take their guns, and make them have to talk it out. The man tried to act cool when she showed up, but he couldn't stop his head from jerking this way and that, looking for the burly guy, bodyguard number 1, now laying a couple meters away with his throat slit, or the wide guy out by the road, bodyguard number 2, with his throat slit as well.